Nisi Chenault, and I'm here today with Brianna Benner, and we are going to be presenting to you the webcast for both Public Housing Family Self-Sufficiency and Housing Choice Vouchers Family Self-Sufficiency. No doubt you will have noticed they both came out on the same day, and they are nearly identical. So we are doing this webcast together so that we can get all the information to all of the eligible applicants for both programs. So with that, I will turn it over to Brianna, who will start us out.
Hey everybody, thanks Nisi. I work on the Housing Choice Voucher Family Self-Sufficiency Program, and I'll just get our presentation started. Let's go over the basics first. Both the Public Housing and the HCV Family Self-Sufficiency NOFAs were published on September 5th, last Thursday. They're both due on exactly the same day, October 7th, no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is crucial. Your applications need to be received and validated by grants.gov by the deadline, date, and time, and that process can take up to 24 to 48 hours for the validation. So please make sure that you plan for that and don't start to apply on the very last day. Again, like previous years, you'll need a DUNS number and your CCR, the Central Contractor Registration. The CCR was actually converted to the System for Award Management, SAM, which you can find at www.sam.gov. So please ensure that your registration and CCR was fully migrated over to sam.gov. Okay, so this year we have about $18 million for the public housing NOFA and about $56.8 million for the HCV NOFA. Please make sure you read the entire NOFA carefully. If you're applying to the public housing program, read the public housing NOFA carefully. If you're applying to the HCV program, please read the HCV NOFA carefully. Make sure that you're meeting all the threshold and eligibility requirements. Please also make sure to read the fiscal year 2013 general section and the technical correction that came with the general section. All of these documents, the general section, the technical correction, the NOFA, and all other attachments are available on grants.gov. So again, the NOFAs are nearly identical this year, and that's a change from past years. We've really tried to make them as similar as possible. If you run both programs, public housing and HCV FSS, you must apply for each program separately. Some other changes this year are that we've gotten rid of the policy priority status. So last year there was, your funding order was affected by whether you applied for the policy priorities. We don't do anything like that this year. This year, in fact, we're not doing any funding categories or order of funding. We'll take all of the eligible applications and fund them all. If we don't have enough money to fund them all, we will equally prorate each award. Really important, you're only eligible under each of these NOFAs if you received funding under the FSS program in fiscal year 11 or 12. So you're eligible for HCV FSS if you received HCV FSS funding in the last 2 years. You're eligible for Public Housing FSS if you received Public Housing FSS funding in the last 2 fiscal years. This year we've also included the PIC report directly into the NOFA. It's Appendix A. That's different from prior years in which we put the PIC report online. We've also tried to help out by including in the NOFA at Appendix B a sample of what your documentation should look like if you're contesting the information in the PIC report. This year we also added some definitions in the NOFA. Definitions for cap on number of positions, job sharing, the number of coordinators supported by PIC and program coordinating committee, and some other definitions as well. This year we've also tried to clarify how we treat transfers and consolidations, as well as joint applicants in the NOFA. We've streamlined significantly, so you'll notice there are fewer forms required in each of the NOFAs. And we've also streamlined the logic model and tried to improve its functionality to make it easier for everyone to use. This year, the target period is April 1st, 2012 through March 31st, 2013. And as a reminder, the target period is that time frame where we're looking at how many participants you have in your FSS program to determine how much funding you're eligible for. As I mentioned earlier, this year the report is attached at Appendix A of the NOFA and includes the total number of FSS participants in your program during the target period as shown in our PIC system. We also include some new data this year in the appendix. We're including the number of FSS coordinators supported by PIC. What that means is if you've got 25 families in our PIC system, The report will show that that supports one FSS coordinator. We've just done the math for you and put it into the PIC report. We're also showing you the cap on your number of positions, which is the most recent number of FSS program coordinators that were funded. So if you were last funded in 12, this is how many positions you received in 2012. And that's going to be your cap, and I'll talk about that a little more later. We've also included your most recent award amount. So if you were funded in fiscal year 12 and 11, we've actually only included the award amount for fiscal year 12 because your fiscal year 11 amount is irrelevant for this NOFA. So that's why you'll notice a blank in fiscal year 11 if there's a blank there. This year we got rid of some of the other data points on the PIC report. We're not showing how many participants have a progress report, how many participants have positive escrow, or how many participants have completed the program. We're not showing that because we're not using that information in the NOFA. There are no funding categories and priorities in these NOFAs for things like the highest percentage of families with positive escrow balances. We're just not using it, and that's why it's not there. So we've got explicit instructions in the NOFA about what to do if you think your information in the PIC report, remember, which is Appendix A, what to do if you think it's wrong and you want to contest it. If you are requesting more positions than the number of FSS coordinators supported by PIC, as shown in the PIC report, and your position cap is higher than the number of FSS coordinators supported by PIC, you should include documentation with your report. I'm sorry, with your application. Also, if your data is missing from the PIC report for whatever reason, you also should include documentation with your application. And I'll give you some examples to go over what I just described in a couple of slides. But first, I'll let you know that you should not submit documentation if you are basically applying for fewer positions than the number of families listed in the PIC report. So if your application is requesting one full-time position and your PIC report shows one full-time position supported by PIC because it shows that you've got 26 families in the program, do not submit documentation showing that your PHA actually has 37 participants in the program because it doesn't make a difference here. You're applying for one position, and 26 family supports one position. Please also do not submit documentation if your cap on the number of positions is less than or equal to the number of FSS coordinators supported by PIC. And I'll give you an example to let you know what this means. If your PHA's cap on the number of positions is 2, and your PIC report shows that you can support 2 full-time positions, do not submit documentation showing that your PHA actually has enough families to support 3 full-time positions, because you're not going to be funded for 3. Your cap is 2. And I'll talk a little bit more about what that cap is and why in a bit. And so here's another visual example of when you should submit documentation. This PHA, Anytown PHA, has a cap of 0.5. That means a part-time position. But if you look at the number of FSS coordinators supported by PIC, it says 0. And that's because they only have 11 families in the program. So if this Anytown PHA wants to get their part-time position funded this year, they need to show documentation. They need to submit it in the application to show that they have at least 15 FSS participants in the target period, because 15 is the minimum to get a part-time position. And I'll go over again how many families you need for each number of positions in a couple of slides.
I'd just like to add from that previous slide that if Anytown PHA does not submit any documentation, they would not be funded. So if you're in this position, if you look in your Appendix A and you see that you're in this position, please do submit your documentation. We had several applicants or grantees or former grantees last year who probably could have gotten funding or could have gotten more funding, but they did not submit proper documentation or did not submit any documentation at all and ended up with less funding than they could have been eligible for or no funding at all. So please do take this seriously, and probably the very first thing to do when you open up that application is go to this report and see what PIC is telling you. In the future, probably during the next fiscal year, we will be reaching out to you to try to help you figure out how to make PIC correct, because that's one of the things that we're really focusing on next year. But for now, the really important thing is to submit your documentation with your application.
Thanks. So here's an example of a housing authority that should not submit any documentation. So if you look at this housing authority, Other Town PHA, Other Town looks at this and says, well, it says I have 65 families here, but I actually have 75 families in my program. We don't want this housing authority to submit documentation telling us they have 75 families. And the reason is you have to look over at the cap on the number of positions and the number of FSS coordinators supported by PIC. Their cap is 1, and 65 families supports 1 position. They don't need to tell us they have 75, because 75 families supports 2 positions, and they're not going to get 2 positions because their cap is 1. Just to remind you again, the only applicants who are eligible under the HCV NOFA and the Public Housing NOFA are those that received funding in the respective programs in fiscal year 11 or 12. And your funding for this NOFA, fiscal year 2013, will be based on your most recent award amount. So basically, eligible applicants can apply for no more than the cap on your number of positions, which is the number of coordinators you were most recently awarded, and you can apply for no more than the dollar amount you were most recently awarded. So if you received 1 coordinator at $69,000 in fiscal year 2012, you can only apply for 1 coordinator for $69,000 this year, no more. And here's another example. If PHAA was awarded funding for 2 coordinators last year for $138,000 total, they can apply this year for up to 2 coordinators and no more than $138,000.
And one note on that as well is that please treat each NOFA separately. So you're applying for 2 separate programs with 2 separate caps and 2 separate PIC reports and 2 separate dollar caps as well. So I know some of you may have heard we're thinking about combining programs in the future. That's still a possibility in the works. But for this year, treat these 2 separate applications as separate and individual, because the Appendix A's are only going to refer to the particular program that you're applying for. So again, don't fall into the trap of combining the number of participants you have or looking together at the number of coordinators that you might want to apply for. They're 2 separate programs, 2 separate applications.
Okay, so just like in previous years, we're going to be determining your eligibility based on the number of FSS program participants in your program during the target period. And as Denise just mentioned, we're looking at your public housing participants in your public housing program and your HCV participants in your HCV program completely separately. The formula for calculating how many positions is the same as in previous years. If you have fewer than 15 families, you qualify for 0 positions. If you have 15 to 24 families, you qualify for 1 part-time renewal position. If you have at least 25 families, you qualify for 1 full-time renewal position. And if you have 50 families more than the previous level, so 50 from 25 to 75, you get an extra full-time renewal position. So 75 families qualifies an applicant for 2 full-time renewal positions. 125 families will qualify an applicant for 3 full-time renewal renewal positions, and so on, in increments of 50. And remember, these are all renewal positions. So if you got 2 positions last year, you're never going to qualify for 3 positions this year. You can only ever qualify for up to 2 renewal positions. And this chart is replicated in your NOFA. It's just a visual way to represent the formula that I just described. Okay, so there is an exception for the public housing program for the number of families served. If you received public housing FSS funding in fiscal year 2012 for the first time, you do not have to meet the minimum number of FSS participants to get renewal funding this year. So again, if you're applying for a public housing award this year, look at Appendix C for a list of the applicants for which this exception applies. Appendix C is listing all the the grantees that were awarded for the first time for public housing funds in fiscal year 2012. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do with joint applicants. If you were a joint applicant last time you applied, you cannot apply separately this year. And you cannot add any new joint applicants this year. However, you can remove any of your co-applicants, or you can change a co-applicant to a lead applicant or vice versa. If you want more details or examples about this, please refer to each of the NOFAs. We also clarified what we do in transfer and consolidation situations. In those situations, the receiving PHA will qualify for the combined number of positions supported by the receiving and divesting PHA's number of program participants served, and subject to the combined cap on number of positions of the receiving and divesting PHAs. So basically, if a PHA absorbed another housing authority's program, we'll count both housing authorities' families, and we'll count both of your caps on number of positions. We'll also take this into consideration for your award amount. Your dollar amount will be based on the combined most recent award amounts of the receiving and divesting PHAs. And you can look in the NOFAs for more examples about this. This year, we'll be doing a field office review of the applicant's capacity to administer and their past performance. And this is similar to previous years. We're looking at, this year we've designated the following things to look at. The field offices will be looking at your FAS or your CMAP designation, or deficiencies, or your progress toward recovery. The field office is also looking at any other HUD management reviews, any outstanding delinquent federal debts or audit findings that may affect your FSS program. And they're looking at any findings concerning your reporting on financial and tenant data or your logic model reporting. So if the field office looks at all of that and they find that you have capacity or past performance challenges that call into question your ability to properly administer an effective program, you could be placed on high risk and required at the time of award to enter into a remediation agreement with the field office. The remediation agreement may include contracting with an entity acceptable to the HUD field office to act as the contract administrator for the program. If this happens, the field office will notify you prior to award that the remediation agreement is going to be necessary, and they'll work with you to put a plan in place prior to the funds being made available. So if this is happening, if this remediation agreement is required, your funding is going to be contingent upon execution of the remediation agreement. The grantee will be informed of the requirement of the remediation agreement in their award letter. And for public housing FSS, the remediation agreement will be worked out between the field office and the awardee after the award is obligated, but before the funds are released. For Housing Choice Voucher FSS, the Financial Management Center will hold those obligations until they have been notified that the requirement, the remediation agreement requirement, has been met.
And I'll just add a note on this. This is a change from how we've been doing things for a long time. It used to be that if you were FAS or CMAP troubled status, it was automatically required a contract administrator. And what we've realized is that that's not always really the best plan of action, because you could be FAS or CMAP troubled for a number of reasons, which may or may not have anything to do with your FSS program. So, but you could also have other challenges that are going on that do have to do with your FSS program that aren't reflected in the FAS or CMAP score. So this is really an opportunity to work more closely with your field office to figure out how to better manage your program. And that's why the field office is making this determination, and it's not just simply based on whether you're on a list or not on a list. So I would also encourage you, if your field office determines that you need a remediation agreement, to treat that as an opportunity to figure out kind of how to work better and how to manage the program in a more constructive way. And not as totally just a hammer, because we took away that hammer of just automatic disqualification, because we know that there's so many FSS programs that are wonderful, that are really thriving within a very challenged housing authority environment. So we wanted to be very specific in how we can provide technical assistance and resources to you, the grantee.
Okay. So let's talk about what activities are eligible uses of the funds under these NOFAs. Just like in prior years, this funding is for the annual salary and fringe benefits for FSS program staff. You may also use your funding to continue to employ any support positions that were funded under previous FSS NOFAs that made funding available for such FSS positions. You can also hire a part-time FSS program coordinator where appropriate. And you can job share with these funds if more than one employee shares the FSS functions. And that can, so if you're job sharing, the funds are basically prorated to more than one staff member. Okay, so the ineligible activities. You cannot use HCV FSS funding to pay the salary of a public housing FSS coordinator. And you cannot use the public housing FSS funding to pay the salary of an HCV FSS coordinator. The HCV coordinator can only serve HCV families, while the public housing coordinator can only serve public housing families. The one exception to this is for public housing authorities that are converting their public housing units under RAD, the Rental Assistance Demonstration. Those PHAs will be allowed to use their public housing funding granted in fiscal year 2013 or earlier to serve those FSS participants who live in units converted by RAD. And if you need more information about this, please see the RAD notice for more. You also, same as in prior years, you cannot use your FSS funding to pay for services for program participants or any administrative activities. And you cannot use the FSS funding for performance of routine HCV or public housing program functions. However, an FSS program coordinator may perform some program functions, such as annual reexaminations for FSS participants, if it enhances the effectiveness of the FSS program. You may not compensate coordinators for home ownership functions performed for families not enrolled in the FSS program, and you may not pay for a contract administrator or a grant writer with these funds. So let's talk about some program requirements. In general, the FSS program must be administered in accordance with HUD regulations found at 24 Code of Federal Regulations, Part 984, and you must comply with any other HCV or public housing program requirements, notices, and guidebooks. This includes using a program coordinating committee to secure the necessary resources to implement the FSS program. And you can share your PCC between your public housing, HCV FSS, your public housing FSS, your HCV FSS, and your ROS programs if it will meet your program's needs. And you can find more information about that at 984.202. Another requirement is that participating families enter into a contract of participation. Remember, the contract must be completed no later than 5 years after its effective date, unless you, as the housing authority, have granted an extension of up to 2 more years. And please note, this is important, we've gotten questions about this. Loss of funding for the FSS coordinator position does not relieve the PHA of any of its contractual obligations to families already under FSS contract. Basically, that means if you don't receive FSS funding for your coordinator position, you can't just simply end your program because you have contractual obligations to those families already in your program. Other program requirements are to affirmatively further fair housing. Make sure you document compliance in your files. We've also changed the policy priorities to program requirements this year, so you don't have to submit anything about policy priorities in your application. The NOFA simply identifies actions that you must adhere to as part of a program requirement, and you must make sure that you document compliance in your program files. And HUD may request documentation of any meetings held regarding those policy priority actions. And you can see more details about that in the NOFA. Another reminder is to keep your salary comparables on file at your PHA office. This is not something you submit with your application. It's something you keep on file in your office. And this year, a change is that you're not going to have, nobody is required to submit a code of conduct this year. And that's because all of our eligible applicants were required to have one in fiscal year 12 or 11. So you don't need to submit one again this year. There are other program requirements, including compliance with fair housing and civil rights laws, and ensuring that your notices and communications are provided in a manner that's effective for persons for communications-related disabilities. And you can see more details in the NOFAs. And the final program requirement I'm going to talk about is Section 3. This is applicable to the public housing FSS program, and it applies to the hiring of public housing FSS coordinators. There are separate reporting reporting requirements, which include an annual HUD-60002 paper or online submission. And the Section 3 office is getting serious about this, and in the future they may impose penalties for non-reporting. And those penalties may include ineligibility for future funding. And as a reminder, do not send any Section 3 reporting with your FSS application. Section 3 is not applicable to the Housing Choice Voucher FSS program, but the HCV FSS program grantees are encouraged to make low and very low income participants aware of any employment or training opportunities created with the funds under this NOFA. And if and when you're hiring new FSS program coordinators, you're encouraged to target low and very low income residents of the Housing Authority and other low and very low income residents of the metropolitan area for those new positions. So the funding limits this year remain the same as they have in prior years. You can get up to $69,000 in salary and fringe benefits for each full-time coordinator position, and you can get up to $34,500 in salary and fringe benefits for a part-time position. That's not a change from last year. Remember, there are no salary increases this year, and remember to keep your salary comparables on file.
Great, thanks, Brianna. So now I'm going to move on to the general section threshold requirements, and I have the fun of talking about grants.gov and all of the general forms and other forms that you must fill out. So there's 10 general section threshold requirements. That hasn't changed. Those come in the general section. But this year, because of the streamlining of our particular NOFAs, we've been able to say that 3 of the 10 requirements are considered already met. The first of those, and the one that's probably most important for you, is that consistency with the consolidated plan is considered already met. That's the form. It used to be the form 2991, or there was another form for tribes and TDHEs. You do not have to send that in with your application. It's not in your information, your download package. It's not there, and the reason for this is that last year or the year before, every single one of the eligible applicants for the 2013 funding already showed us that they had consistency with the con plan, and so we don't need that again. Also, financial system that meets federal requirements. Since all eligible applicants are PHAs, we don't need to see that again. And then also name check review. As always, a DUNS number is required. Your CCR or SAM must also be current. The registration is only good for 1 year. So if you haven't applied for any NOFA programs through grants.gov in the last year, I'd say the very first thing, even before looking at that PIC chart, is to make sure that your registration for CCR and SAM is up to date, because that could take a couple weeks to complete, so you want to make sure to get out in front of that. I would also want to encourage you to make sure that the person who is your authorized representative is still the correct person. I know we had at least one applicant last year who it wasn't, and they didn't realize it until it was too late, and they weren't able to submit their application, and it was no fault of the actual program, but they weren't able to receive funding. Also, be sure to read the general section and the technical correction very carefully. So we have also cut out some other forms. As I mentioned, the 2991 or the HUD-52752 is no longer required. The Code of Conduct is no longer required to be submitted. And then also the Contract Administrator Partner Agreement, which used to be required for FAS or CMAP troubled applicants, is no longer required at the time of application, but if there is a challenge and you need a remediation agreement, that will be negotiated upon execution of your grant agreement or upon obligation of your HCV funds. The forms that are required are the standard form 424, which is that application for federal assistance. It's the electronic form. The SF-LLL, disclosure of lobbying activities. If that's not applicable to you, don't send it in. We'll talk about that in a minute. The HUD-52651, and that's your basic, that's the kind of main crux of the application form. The form is called it references HCV, but it's used for both programs. And those of you who applied last year will remember using it for both programs last year. The HUD-2880, which is the HUD Applicant Recipient Disclosure Report, what a great name for a form, that is also required. That's an electronic form. The HUD-2993 is basically just a form that HUD would send back to you if you submit your application on paper. However, I will note that we did not approve any paper waivers last year, so we would probably not be anticipating seeing any paper applications this year. Then there's also the HUD-96011, which is the facsimile cover sheet. It is required even if you don't submit faxes, and you will see in the electronic format of the application that, it must be submitted. And finally, the HUD-96010, which is the logic model form. And that has changed quite a bit this year, and we'll talk about that. So the forms are either found in the application download or the instructions download. And I'll go over some screenshots of what that looks like, but make sure to download both the application package and the instructions to ensure that you complete all the required forms. The application download, which we often refer to as the electronic application, has 3 mandatory forms. They are the SF-424, the HUD-2880, which is the applicant disclosure report, and the facsimile cover sheet. Then there are also optional forms in that format, and that's the lobbying form and the attachments form. And you'll only use that attachments form if you decide to scan and attach your applications, as opposed to if you fax them in. Your instructions download, which is a zip file, contains the 52651, which is the main application format, the 2993, which is only used if you're doing paper application, the logic model, and then it also includes a copy of the general section and technical correction and a copy of the program NOFA. The general section, technical correction, and the program NOFA are all going to be PDF files. That logic model is going to be an Excel file. And the other two are, the 2993 is a PDF file as well, and the 52651 is a Word file. Okay, so it's really important to start with the SF-424. When you do that, it will, if you start at the top and work your way down, it will fill in sections on this form and other forms automatically. So in question number 2, type of application, you want to select the continuation box because all of these will be renewal applications. In question 5A, you want to enter your PHA code. So that's usually, it's 2 letters for your state and 3 numbers for your PHA code. Then in question 5B, and this is really important, so if you're off doing something else on your computer, come back and listen to what I'm saying right now. When you click the type of application and click continuation, that will make 5B a mandatory box. So it'll turn it yellow, and you will have to put something in there. In the NOFA, we didn't realize that electronically this would happen, and we said that you could leave it blank. However, if you leave it blank, you won't be able to submit your application. So please just enter 0000. If you want to dig up your old grant number from 2012 or 11, you can put it in there, but 0000 will meet the requirement for actually sending it in electronically. And we already know what your last grant award number was, so we don't actually need it, but you will need to put something in that box. So then the next questions 10, 11, 12, and 13 are pre-populated, so don't change them. Question number 15, descriptive title of the applicant's project. Basically, just use any town, housing authority, FSS, or HCV FSS. It's not really critical what you call it, but we will ask you, though, on the logic model to give your project a name. It'd be great if you wanted to use the same name on both of them. It's really not critical, though. Question number 16 is the congressional district of your applicant. And so if you are an HCV FSS program and you're serving folks, kind of all over, use the location of your office. And then if you're serving projects within the same congressional district, just include the same answer for both parts that are on there. And this is used because when we make awards, we actually send a report over to Congress because senators and congressmen like to be the ones to get to tell you that they have brought money to your location. And so we actually let every one of your congressional representatives know when you are awarded, just in case they want to be the first to tell you. So question number 17 is the project proposed start and end date. Again, on this particular form, it's not super critical. For public housing FSS, just go ahead and estimate it. You could look at the end date of your most recent grant and use that as the start date for your next grant. Or you can just put January 1, 2014 to, that actually should be December 31st, 2014, because it's a one-year grant. And then for HCV FSS, all applicants should enter January 1, 14 to December 31st, 2014. In question 18, this is important. Question A is the amount that you are requesting. And so basically include the dollar amount for fringe benefits and salary. You don't have to enter anything else for all of the other sub-questions of question 18. And the total will be populated with your answer to question 18A. So this should be, if somebody says, how much money are you asking for from HUD for this grant opportunity? This is the number right there. And just remember too, that it cannot exceed whatever is in the Appendix A of your last award. For question 19, answer C, program is not covered by EO 12372. And then there's a place where it looks like you could add attachments to the SF-424, but don't add the attachments here. Instead, use the attachments forms in the electronic application to submit those attachments, or you can fax your attachments. Okay, so then we'll move on to the SF-LLL. It's the disclosure of lobbying activities. Please refer to the NOFA regarding whether or not you have to send in this form. There's also the disclosure of lobbying activities continuation sheet, which can be downloaded from HUD clips. Again, this is not applicable to most of you, so if it's not applicable, do not send it in. If you do send it in and it's not filled out correctly, it will trigger a deficiency, and so just be really sure whether it's applicable or not before you fill it out. The next form is the HUD-52651 which is the Applicant Recipient Disclosure Update Report. And this form, you must respond to the threshold questions under Part 1 of the form. And once you respond to those two questions, it determines whether or not the rest of the form must be completed. So what I've got here is a screenshot of those two threshold questions. The answer to question number 1 for every single applicant, every single one of you out there, is yes. The question number 2 asks basically how much money you're requesting. If you're requesting $200,000 or more for this grant, then the answer is yes. And I actually went through, and I think it's definitely less than 100 of all of the 1,000 possible applicants that are out there. So for the vast majority of you, the answer will be no. But for a few of you who get very large grants, the answer will be yes. Only if you answered yes to both questions, then you must fill out parts 2 and 3. If your answer was no, then you only have to, then you stop right here and it signs automatically. But sorry, actually it's if you answered yes to the second question, if you answered yes to either question, you have to fill out parts 2 and 3. Sorry, that was confusing. For most of you, even if you do have to fill out parts 2 and 3, the answers will likely be not applicable. But even if the answers are not applicable, you must put in NA or none or something in parts 2 and 3, or else that will trigger a deficiency. So the next form is the HUD-96011, which is the facsimile transmittal. It's required to be submitted even if you don't submit any faxes. If you don't submit any faxes, write on the fax cover sheet, no faxes with this submission, and when it asks you for the number of pages, enter 1. sometimes if you just kind of move it to the submission and don't actually enter anything into that form, then it's triggering, it tells you that you haven't done something mandatory. So if you get that notice, then just fill in no faxes with the submission and enter 1 for the number of pages. The fax numbers, if you are sending faxes, are the same as last year. They can be found in the general section, or they're right here for your convenience. I often find that 1-800-HUD-1010 is pretty easy to remember. Do not send faxes to the program office. Do not send faxes to any other number other than 1-800-HUD-1010, or the toll-free number, the non-toll-free number that's listed here. The reason why is these two numbers actually take the faxes and send them to an electronic reader that reads the barcode on the front of the fax cover sheet and allows our Grants Management Center to match the faxes that you send in with the electronic application. That's why it's also really, really critical that if you're sending faxes, you use the fax cover sheet that comes with the application that you're sending the faxes for. Now, those of you who are applying for both programs, again, come back to the webcast if you're doing something else. Those of you who are applying for both programs, it's really critical that you keep these cover sheets separate. If you were to send in an application for your HCV FSS NOFA and you accidentally used the cover sheet that came from your public housing FSS NOFA application, all of the faxes that you sent in for your HCV FSS application would get connected, electronically connected, to your public housing FSS application package, and it would look like you didn't send us anything, any of the critical pieces for your HCV FSS application. So you might even want to have 2 separate people be working on 2 separate applications, or whatever it takes for you to be really, really clear about which fax transmittal matches with which electronic application. So I really want to emphasize that. Maybe when you print them out, you can write real big on there, PHFSS or HCV FSS or whatever it is that's going to trigger you to remember which is which. But I would just hate for anything to happen where the attachments got mixed up between the programs and we wouldn't really know what we were looking at if that happened. So also, entire applications submitted by fax will not be accepted. We actually have seen that before. I have gotten an entire application fax to my office. I literally cannot receive that. I mean, I look at it, I can get the pieces of paper off the fax machine, but there's no way that kind of an application will enter into the competition. So do not do that. Also, I would recommend using a separate cover sheet for each document and fax them separately, as opposed to using one cover sheet and putting all your different documents in one fax. So just a recommendation. It is also, if you fax something and send it in as an attachment and we get it twice, that's fine. No harm done. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. So everything I just said about using the fax cover sheet from the application package that you submit. Also, it's really critical if you were to, for some reason, download your public housing FSS application twice or 3 times. You can download it as many times as you want. But when you finally get ready to actually submit your application, make sure that you're using the fax cover sheet that goes with the application that you are submitting. Because every time you download that application, it's going to give you a different code on that cover sheet. So if you send us the application from your 3rd download and your cover sheet from your 1st download, when it gets to the electronic system, it's going to get confused and it's going to say these faxes don't have an electronic application to attach them to. Also, if you submit your application electronically and then you fax all your documents, and then you go back and you say, oh, I needed to make a change on one of the electronic forms. And you're still before the deadline date, so you submit your electronic application again. You need to refax all of your faxes again. Because what happens is when you submit your electronic application and you submit your faxes, the faxes get pulled off that system and attached to the electronic application. Then if you submit a new electronic application, the Grants Management Center will only take the last application that was submitted. So if all of your faxes are attached over here to your first electronic application and you don't resubmit them, then it looks like you never sent them in because we won't even open this original application. So that's critical. If you submit electronically twice, refax everything. Yeah, so I think that's enough words on all the faxes. There's lots of information in the general section about faxes as well. So moving on to the HUD form 52651, which is the FSS application form. I did note in the, this is in the instructions download zip file. It's a Word document, as I mentioned. I did note that it's still, the name of the document is still something about HCV FSS application. So again, those of you who are applying for a public housing FSS program still use this form, even though it says HCV FSS. All applicants must complete Part 1, Part II.A and Part II.C. Leave Part II.B and Part 3 blank, as these sections are not applicable under this competition because they refer to new applicants. If your cap is a part-time position, or if you're requesting a part-time position, enter 0.5 in Part 2A, which is previously funded positions, and Part 2C1, which is total requested. Don't enter 1, because then we're going to look at it and we're going to say, oh, they're asking for more than they're eligible for. So if you're requesting a part-time position, if you're eligible for a part-time position, enter 0.5. That's going to be the best way, especially because these are handwritten. I'd hate to see you actually write half, but it comes out looking like 1 or 2 or something like that. So just enter 0.05. And then in Part 2C, the totals for Part 2A are going to be in Part 2C, because as mentioned above, Part 2B is not applicable under these NOFAs. We're hoping that there will come a day when we can do expansions and funding for new coordinators. I don't know when that day will come, but as you may know, it takes practically an act of Congress to change a form. So we're still using the form that has those options in them, and just letting you know that even though they're options on the form, they're not really options for this application. Okay, so now the logic model. I know how much you all loved the logic model in the past, and you're probably saying, I just finally got the hang of the logic model and figured out how to fill it out and what I'm doing. I've got last year's logic model, I'm all ready to go, and now we go and change it on you. However, I'm really hoping, we're all really hoping that you will be pleased by these changes, and that the new format will make it actually a lot easier. And what we are really looking forward to actually is that this new format will actually give us usable data coming out of the logic model. Because not only are we changing it, the interface with you, we're also changing how we go back and forth with the field office and the contractor to aggregate the data. So we're really hoping that it's going to result in much more usable data that we can really use to promote the program and to find out, what's really working. Do not make this form into a PDF. I know some of you like to sort of PDF your whole application. You need to leave this form in an Excel format, because you will be using this form again for your reporting. The public housing FSS and HCV FSS logic models, the forms look exactly the same, but they're not. Up in the top right-hand corner, there's a different CFDA number, and one says public housing FSS and the other one says HCV FSS. So do not fill out one logic model and fax it in or attach it twice for the same for both programs. If your programs are exactly the same size and you want to make the same projections for your goals, that's fine. They can look the same, but you need to do it twice on the two separate forms. And these logic models are in the instructions download. So really just go and pull that form from the instructions download that corresponds to the program that you're applying for. So there's 9 tabs on the logic model. There's the instructions tab, and I know that those of you who are kind of tech savvy might say, I don't really need to read the instructions, I'm just going to jump in to do it. It is pretty self-explanatory, but please do read those instructions because it has changed a lot and the requirements have changed. And we actually rewrote the instructions and pared them down, so I think that they'll be a pretty quick read. So there's the instructions tab, there's a cover sheet tab, then there's the worksheet tab, and now there's only one worksheet. There's no more year 1, year 2, year 3, and final. That never applied to FSS anyway, but now the only thing you'll see is just a tab called worksheet, which could be thought of as year 1, but there's just one tab. Then there's the reporting tab. I would say don't even open it because it's not used in the application, but I would actually encourage you to open it up and look at the management questions because we've also changed the management questions. We've taken out some of the ones that were a little bit more esoteric and we got a lot of questions about, and really kind of tried to streamline those into some better qualitative questions that will, again, help us to tell the story of the program better and hopefully be a little bit more clear for you all to understand what we're asking for and to do the reporting. But I would encourage you to go ahead and look at those now, just so you can be aware that you will be asked for that information a year from now when you go to do your reporting, and you can be recording that information along the way. So then there are other tabs that are basically lists of the drop-downs. There's the goals and priorities, the needs, the services, the outcomes, and the tools. All of those tabs, there's nothing to actually manipulate on them. They're just tabs that kind of make it easier to see in one place what each of the content of each of those drop-downs are. So read the instructions carefully because there have been changed. Always start entering your information with the cover sheet tab. Information that you enter on the cover sheet tab will pre-populate some of the fields in the worksheet tab. And again, only the cover sheet, worksheet, and reporting tabs are used to enter information. All other tabs are just for reference. And again, for the application, you won't be entering anything into reporting. So here's one of the big changes. We took out the drop-downs or choices on several of the columns. They are the HUD goals and policy priorities. In the reference tab, you can still see all of the HUD goals and policy priorities from the general section. We left them there just in case you were curious, what are the HUD goals and policy priorities for this year? However, we've gone through and already identified which goals and priorities the FSS program responds to. So therefore, that's pre-filled on the worksheet tab. Don't touch it, and if you do try to erase or change something, it will give you a warning that those fields are already protected, so you can't change them. Same thing for the needs tab. There pretty much were only ever 2 needs, and so we just said both of those needs are needs for all of the programs, and we went ahead and pre-populated them. Big changes are that the services and activities and outcomes are also pre-populated. It used to be that there were drop-down menus with choices of about 50 choices for each one, and each individual program went in and said, we do this, so I'm going to click that, or we don't do this, so I'm going to leave that out. And what we did was we basically went through and took out a lot of the smaller services and activities, and only left kind of the main ones. And our goal for that is what really ended up happening was that so many different programs chose so many different activities and services and outcomes that we weren't able to get a critical mass around any of them. And the data that we got just wasn't particularly helpful in telling the story of the program. So we pared it down to just a smaller number of services and activities. I think there's about 20. And the outcomes, I think there's only actually about 10. Yeah. And that was on purpose. And I know some of you are going to say, yeah, but we do so much more than what's reflected here. And I will just let you know, we know that you do more. And we know that it takes many, many more interventions and services, and takes much more work than will be reflected on the logic model to help people get to those big outcomes. And we know that. But what we also know is that we need to be able to tell the story of the program. So we've intentionally limited the services and activities and the outcomes so that we can get good, strong data. What that also means is that every applicant must provide projections for every single one of the services and activities that are pre-populated and every single one of the outcomes. Even if you say, I don't do that. So even if your projection is 0, that's fine, but you must enter 0. So some other changes are, we used to have pre and post and year to date. Now pre is called projection and post is now called annual or extension. And extension is really only used if you have HUD approval to extend your grant. This has been in the past only really applicable to the public housing FSS programs. That may continue to be the case in the future. We don't really want to be granting extensions. An extension also, just so you know, is not applicable in the case where you had to delay the start of your grant because you had an old grant that hadn't finished because of weird funding cycles. An extension is only if you're actually taking more than 12 months to expend your funds. So we can deal with that once you actually get the grant and start moving. But so you're not going to be entering anything in the annual or extension columns. There's also no longer a year-to-date column. It was very confusing, and it was put in there for programs that were kind of longer than 1 year, so that's out. As I mentioned, you must provide a projection for every activity or output and every outcome listed, even if that projection is 0. And then finally, you must use the drop-downs. The only place you're actually going to see drop-downs with the little caret is to fill in the required fields in column 7, which is evaluation, tools, and accountability. And I think there's 5 different sections on column 7 where you'll have to pick at least one for each one of those. That hasn't changed. That it looks like what it looked like in years past. So again, all the activities and outputs and outcomes are locked. Something different also this year is that the projection, annual, and extension fields are unlocked, which means if you didn't listen to the directions or read the instructions, one might be tempted to go in and fill in numbers for all of those. But we're asking you not to. Please only fill in any number in the projection column for the application. The reason for this is I know that we had a system that we used to call locking and unlocking where your field office grant administrator had to take your original Excel logic model and send it into the contractor who would then lock down the projections and open up their reporting and then send it back. And that process was just kind of crazy for 1,000 grants. So we've gotten rid of that process. What that means is that hold on to the logic model that you submit in your application, because that same logic model is going to be what you use to do your reporting a year from now. So, and that all of those reporting box, or all those, the projection and the annual and extension fields are all open and unlocked, but we're trusting you to only fill in the projections for the application. So hopefully that's clear. If you've got questions, feel free to send an email. But we're hoping that will be a much more, an easier process. So again, so we get actually better, more complete data. Your field office will review the logic model with you at the time of award. So not before you send in your application, but before, but when you actually get your award. They will send it in to the initial database to have the projections aggregated, but they don't have to do the back and forth to you. So again, you still hold on to the one that you submitted for your application. If something changes when you talk to your field office at the time of your award, you can make changes to that logic model, to the one that's actually in your hand that you use for reporting, but it does not have to go back and forth to be unlocked. Also, as Brandon mentioned, we no longer have policy priorities, and so you don't have to choose those in the activities or outcomes. There's no policy priority status, and as I mentioned, the number of management questions has been reduced. So if you have questions on the logic model form or function, you can contact the Office of Strategic Planning and Management, and there's a number listed in the instructions tab on the logic model. For reporting, your reporting is annual, as it has been for the last couple of years. Reports are due 30 days after your funding expiration or end date. And you must respond to all of the management questions in the reporting tab when you report, not in your application. For the Public Housing FSS program, your annual reports also include the Federal Financial Report, which is the SF-425. This is really, really critical. Your reporting also includes entering information onto the FSS addendum for the form HUD-50058. Your enrollment and exit reports are completed at the beginning and end of the family's participation, and a progress report must be completed at least annually during each family's participation in the program. There was a notice that was sent out in 2011, PIH Notice 2011-65, with more details on PIC reporting requirements. Please do take this seriously. There are a lot more of you that I think since last year, since we had some of the challenges with the PIC report, that have really tried to straighten out what you have in your PIC report. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the future we basically say you got to get PIC right, and there may not be opportunities in the future to kind of send in an ad hoc report or additional documentation. We're really, really working to make PIC as strong of a data set as it possibly can be. So again, this year, there's still an opportunity to make changes, but if you do have to send this information, if you look at that PIC report and you say, that's not right, that doesn't reflect my program, the next step after you complete the application is to start working with your PIC coach and or myself or the HCV FSS team, and we're gonna be really working with you to try to figure out how to get those reports in there correctly, so what we see in PIC is actually the correct information. Because what we know right now is that we're actually really undercounting the work that you do. And we want to make sure that we're getting the correct numbers, again, so that we can support this program to Congress. Okay, so moving on, getting your application and putting it together. Grants.gov has changed its interface, changed how it looks this year. So those of you who've used Grants.gov in the past couple of years may go to Grants.gov and sort of say, this looks a little funny to me. So what I've got here is a screenshot, and this is after you search for the particular funding opportunity that you're looking for. And then down at the bottom, you'll see where the arrow is. There are two hyperlinks. One is to download the application, and the other is to download the instructions zip file. You want to click on both of those. And I would recommend that you save them to your hard drive so that you have them. You can give them a new name when you save them. If you think there's a chance you might download again, maybe put the date that you're downloading. But you just want to put them in a place where you can find them and give yourself just a little clue to remember what's what. The instructions download zip file will look pretty much like this. And again, those are all the forms that we've mentioned will be in there. This is what the application package will look like. And again, this is only a piece of the screen, but you can see here, there used to be boxes where you would have to move a form from one box to the submission box. So they got rid of the boxes. I'm not exactly sure why, but now you need to click on the name of the form, and that form will open up. But this is what you'll be looking at now instead of those old boxes. So again, your registration process, if your AOR has left, please follow the steps that are on the screen. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just make sure that you have an authorized representative that is current, that is at your housing authority, that is available when needed. Incomplete registration was the most common error and resulted in applications not receiving funding. And this just breaks my heart when it happens, and it makes me so frustrated. And I'm sure, I mean, obviously, maybe not as frustrated as you, but there are some pieces which the program office can, help you negotiate through. But if it gets to the point where the application deadline has ended, and your application didn't get through because your registration wasn't complete, there's absolutely nothing that any of us can do about that. It is what it is. So please make sure that your registration is complete. If you changed your e-business point of contact in CCR and SAM, make sure that the new e-business point of contact has also granted permission to the person submitting the application to be the AOR. So there's lots of steps in here, and so you know, there's probably no harm even in just trying to go through the submission process once if you know you're going to do it again, and just see if you can get the electronic application submitted. And if you know that early that there's going to be problems, then you have time to work that out. I would also, you know, the deadline is October 7th. Brianna mentioned it can take 24 to 48 hours to have that validated. I know that there's only 30 days for this application NOFA to be completed, but I would go ahead and take that October 7th date and just cross it off on your calendar and move it back at least 3 or 4 days, just so you know you have the extra time if you need it in case something goes wrong. So you can get more information on that registration at grants.gov/get-started. Again, you must renew your CCR or SAM registration annually, and somebody in your agency is notified by mail 1 month prior to registration expiration. I don't know about you, I don't always read my snail mail, so it's, you know, it's possible that whoever got this piece of mail didn't actually read it. So again, don't take it for granted that you're correctly registered. And then there's also, I believe that there's also an email that comes out that provides instructions for how to update the registration. And again, there's more information on the general section, and you can also go to www.sam.gov to get more information about this registration. So some tips for application submission. I know a lot of you have moved to using Google Chrome as your web browser. Remember, HUD and the whole federal government is fairly antiquated, so the grants.gov system really works best off the Internet Explorer platform. So I definitely would use Internet Explorer. Don't use Safari, and I know there's a couple other ones. Also, if you're working on an Apple, I would probably suggest seeing if just for the application process you can work on an IBM or a PC compatible, and use Internet Explorer. The application download contains some Adobe or PDF forms created by grants.gov. They are compatible with the Microsoft Windows Vista operating system. Oh, it says here they're compatible with Apple Macintosh as well, and Microsoft Office 2007. If you have 2010, you'll still be able to use the forms as well. See the general section for information on downloading the latest version of Adobe if you don't already have that. And before you can view and complete the application, you must have a compatible Adobe Reader installed. And that's a free piece of software, but you must have it. More than likely, you probably already do have it. In the submission, the 2 forms in the instructions download that everyone will need is the Word form, the 52651, and the Excel form, which is the logic model, the 96010. They're both fillable, they're both savable, just like regular Word and Excel forms. You may save them as a Word and as an Excel. Don't make them into PDFs. And then you can attach them using that attachments form, or you can fax them, or you can do both if you would like. There is one form in the instructions download that is a PDF, the 2993, which is not fillable. But again, the only reason you'd ever need to use that is if you were submitting a paper application. I'm assuming none of you are submitting a paper application, so you can probably just leave that be. I don't know exactly why this is, but do not download the application and save or attempt to upload from a USB flash drive. Again, I don't know why. It seems like it shouldn't be a problem, but if you've got several people working on the application, again, in the end, well, first of all, it all must be using the same software version. And also, I would recommend that if you have it on a flash drive, when you get ready to submit, save it onto your hard drive and then upload from your hard drive. In order to reduce the size of attachments, you can compress several files using a zip utility, such as WinZip. There's some instructions here on how to do that. You're actually not going to be submitting that many attachments, so I don't think this will be an issue for most of you, but see the general section for more information on rules to follow when submitting attachments. This is a rule, though, that I cannot emphasize enough. I had one applicant last year who used the name of one of the local officials in the document name. It turned out that that person was named O something and had an apostrophe. An apostrophe is a special character. So when the applicant went to submit, it was actually detected as a virus and got kicked back. And unfortunately, that applicant didn't realize what had happened and wasn't able to fix the name of the file before it was too late. So it's really frustrating and stupid, and I get it, but please do follow these rules. Do not use more than 32 characters in a file name. Do not use any special characters. Do not use any spaces. So because, I don't know, for whatever reason, it ends up as a rejection. So that's also why it's really, really critical to make sure that your application is validated before you walk away and take a breath and say, okay, I'm done. These same logic model naming conventions are in the logic model instructions. And since your logic model will be one of your attachments, it's critical to follow these rules for the logic model as well. If you choose to attach saved files, once you attach them to that attachments form, please open them back up to make sure that what you thought you attached is what you really attached. We definitely have gotten attachments in the past that when we opened them up, we realized, oh, they sent us an earlier version. This isn't complete. And it's probably not what they meant to send us, but that's what they sent, and that's what we have to use. So, and again, the issue with the PDFs, if you have the free version of Acrobat Reader, you can't save PDFs. I don't think that will be an issue here, but just an FYI for the future that you might just be saving a blank form. So the general section has lots of information on registering. I also recommend that you register for updates with grants.gov. And actually, there's a new system this year. When I went in to download the application and the instructions, before I could even get to that point, it asked me to enter my email for updates. So you can skip it. You cannot enter your email if you would like, but I really recommend that you do, because if anything were to come up, if the application deadline date were to be extended, if there was some kind of a technical correction, whatever that might be, you would get a little update about it. Okay, so once you've submitted your application, you will receive an email notification confirming the receipt and indicating that the application is being validated. You are not done yet. The validation process will be completed in approximately 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes, but you need to just leave that much time just in case. Then you will get a validation email. And it's really that validation email that tells you that you're done. And as I said before, if you resubmit electronically, you must resubmit your faxes just to make sure that the whole application is together. If the application does not pass the validation check, it will be rejected, and you will be notified of the reason for the rejected application. Do not assume that your application has been successfully submitted until you receive the validation notice. Again, I've seen this happen at least a dozen times where someone said, oh, I submitted it, and we go back and we say, did you ever get that validation notice? And you didn't. And again, if you figure that out after the deadline date, there's nothing we can do. If a rejection notice is received, you must correct the error and resubmit. If you successfully upload your application within the deadline date, so before 11:59 at Eastern Time on October 7th, and then you get a rejection, you will have a 24-hour grace period beyond the deadline date to resubmit. But don't put yourself in that situation. So submit early enough. You can check on grants.gov to see the status of your application, and know that HUD has received your application when it says your application has been reviewed by the grantor agency and assigned an agency tracking number. We haven't actually reviewed it yet. All that means is that we've pulled it down. So it means it's been received and validated, but after that, there's nothing else that grants.gov can tell you. So don't go back to grants.gov a month later and say, what's happening with my application? Grants.gov doesn't know anymore because now it's in HUD's hands. If there's a problem with your application submission, an email will be sent to the person designated in your registration, not in your application. So just remember, if we haven't received your application, we don't know who the point of contact is for this particular program. So all notices are going to be sent to that authorized organizational representative. So make sure that the person who's designated in your registration is checking his or her email in anticipation of a validation email or a notice that the application has not been validated. Make sure that someone will be available to cure deficiencies, both at the time of application submission and then during the competition processing time. So just make sure that if your point of contact, either for the registration or for the actual application, goes on vacation, that someone is actively checking their email. Because again, we also have seen situations where even though we've sent an email and a fax and a snail mail, we have not received a response to a deficiency request. And even if it's something really simple, if we don't get that response, we can't make an award. Save every email correspondence, your email validation, the log number every time you call the help desk, because just in case something does happen, that can become critical if there's a problem to show what your path has been. Also, save all your fax transmission sheets that your machine produces. So most of the time, fax machines will spit out another piece of paper that you probably look at and throw away, or maybe don't even look at. But you want to make sure to save that shows when your faxes were sent. Sometimes they have a little picture of the cover sheet, and it tells how many pages were on there. So save those just in case. For help with grants.gov, I would recommend you call grants.gov. Don't call the program office. It's 1-800-518-GRANTS, or send an email to support@grants.gov. And then there's also grants-gov.blogspot.com, which is a blog where applicants for all sorts of federal programs sometimes write in and say, you know, here's a challenge I had, here's how I overcame it, what's going on with grants.gov today. Sometimes you can get some answers there too. I would also recommend that you check the funds available page. The link is there, and actually, not that this will help you initially, but this PowerPoint will be on the funds available page. And to get there, you can also go to HUD.gov and then click on I want to apply for a grant, and then click on funds available, and then scroll down and find a link to the particular program that you're looking at. As of this morning, the funds available page for these two grant applications were not yet up on HUD.gov, but I believe they probably will be by this afternoon or tomorrow morning. And we'll post the PowerPoints, and then we will also post an FAQ. And right now, the FAQ will only have the information about the SF-424 question number 5B, enter 0000. But if there are questions that come up from this webcast that we're not able to get to or come in after the webcast is done, if we haven't covered them, we'll also post them there in an FAQ. And we'll post the same FAQ in both the Public Housing FSS and the HCV FSS funds available pages, so you only have to go to one to get all of your answers. So if you've got questions on the general section, call the Grants Management Office. If you have questions on grants.gov, call the grants.gov office. If you have questions on the logic model, call the number in the instructions for the logic model. And then finally, if you have questions on the actual content of the program, if you have questions on Appendix A, if you just kind of need to know more information about the program itself, for Public Housing FSS, please email me. That's anisi.s.chenault@hud.gov. Those of you who have been working with me forever also know that anisi@hud.gov works. And then if you've got questions on the HCV FSS program, since it's a team that's working on that, they've actually set up a special mailbox for that. It's hcvfss@hud.gov. So at this point, I think we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. I believe we might be putting an email on the screen for you to send in your email questions to. You may have seen that already. I can't see what you're seeing on your screen. So I guess I'll just say, do we have any questions?
It looks like we have one question.
Yes, we have one question in.
Okay.
Our agency previously had a successful FSS program, but has not reapplied for funding for several years. Will those HCV programs who have previously had an FSS program have the opportunity to apply again?
The answer is no. For fiscal year 2013, they're not eligible. We, due to limited funding, are only funding those HCV FSS programs that received FSS funding in fiscal year 11 or 12. So if you weren't funded in either of those 2 years, you're not eligible this year, fiscal year 2013. Of course, we can't say what will happen in the future. Congress hasn't passed an appropriations bill for fiscal year 2014 yet, so we don't know. But for this year, the answer is no. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Are there any other questions?
Sure. Question number 2. Our FY 2012 HCV FSS grant award was canceled during the FY 2012 reprocessing and was subsequently received an HCV administrative fee funding to cover our canceled award. Is our agency eligible to apply for funding under the FY 2013 FSS NOFA?
The answer to this one is also no. So as many of you may recall, during fiscal year 2012, we did a reprocessing of those awards. And some people got an award initially, but then it was canceled or reduced. If your fiscal year 2012 HCV FSS award was canceled, you didn't get a fiscal year 2012 HCV FSS award. And therefore, you're not eligible for funding this year unless you happen to have been funded in fiscal year 2011, which I don't think there are any cases like that. But again, you had to have been funded in 11 or 12 to get funding this year. And if the only way you were funded was through this administrative fee set aside to cover your canceled 2012 award, that doesn't count. And that's covered in the letter that you got during the reprocessing and in the NOFA as well. Looks like there's a third question.
Sure. Question number 3. I just want to clarify that the general section for 2013 is covering a number of FY 2013 NOFAs, and there will not be a specific general section for the 2013 HUD HCV FSS program, docket number FR 5700 and 13.
That's the general section is so called because we used to put all the NOFAs out at one time, all the program NOFAs. So there was one section that kind of had all the information that applied to every grant that HUD was making, and then the program NOFAs would apply just to the particular programs. This year, actually for the last couple of years, we haven't published that super NOFA, but we still have the general section that covers everything. So the general section that you can either find on HUD.gov or is actually in your instructions download, those apply to both. It applies to all HUD programs that are being funded in 2013. So what you've got there is the correct general section. You don't need to wait for or look for something else.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, I guess we don't have any more questions, but towards the end of the presentation, we did give you lots and lots of emails and phone numbers to call if you do have questions. I'm very excited that we are already getting some questions from folks, which is leading us to believe that there are applicants out there that are already digging in and filling out these forms. And we hope that the process is pretty easy and streamlined this year, but do definitely give us a call. Give us a call early or send an email. Actually, I think email is easier for all of us. So please do send us an email if you do have a question. And please don't wait until the last minute. Again, I've definitely had those calls. Somebody calls me at 10 o'clock at night, the day that something is due, and is panicking. And although there have been some nights where I've been at my desk at 10 o'clock at night, I can probably guarantee you I won't be. So we probably can't help you at the last minute, but there's a lot that we can do if you've got questions or concerns before then. So with that, I'll just say good luck, and we look forward to a very smooth competition process and getting the funds out to you so that you can continue running your great programs. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.